There was 2 seasons there. I think you were so successful that another huge club came in for you. This time was Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, it was a similar thing. I didn't want to leave Rochdale, but I knew I had to go. The money was offered, agreed. You're looking at Nottingham Forest, knowing where they're going to go, really, because they're always another unbelievable team. And I was ready. I was ready to take that leap of faith to go back into that league, to really go and show people how good I can be. And I had no doubt that I was going to go in there and score goals and do well. And obviously, first season, I caught the tail end. We just missed out on the playoffs after Gary Megson, the manager, signed me, got sacked.
Yeah.
And then the next season, I managed to get 18 goals and Player of the Year. So it was great. And I said, even the season the year after, I kind of got shunted on the wing a little bit, which wasn't really good for me, but I still done a job for the team, and we ended up getting promoted. So you've got to look at that as a win, really.
Yeah, and were Nottingham Forest then in the Championship? They moved up.
No, we were League One, and then we got promoted to the Championship. And then I left the Championship to then move on to Shrewsbury.
Yeah. So you think about, tell us a little bit about Nottingham Forest. We know that it's a huge club, right? You know the names like Stan Collymore. You got Roy Keane, who played there. Juninho. Stuart Pearce. You can keep going on, right? What sort of a culture they had at Nottingham Forest? And what happened to the club since?
It's a club where you walk through the door, and especially if you're English and you realise who Brian Clough is and what he achieved there and stuff like that, and you walk in the door and you can just tell it's steeped in history. In terms of what it is, and there's a respect there, and you respect the old lads who walk through the door, regardless of whoever's played there. The fans expect a level of performance, regardless of what level you are, or what if you're in League One, Championship, Premier League. They expect a certain level of what they deem to be football and what they deem as professional footballers, because what they've seen from years gone past. Since I was there, it's kind of tinted. Too many people came in, tried to tinker with it, try and change it for what it is. And I think they've been badly advised for the last 10, 15 years, 10 years at least, in my opinion. They've gone round and round and round. And I'm sure at some point, I think now at the moment, they're in a good place with the manager and the people behind the scenes. And it's a club that I know everyone says it should be in the Premier League. They're big enough and good enough to do that. So for me, they need to really implement. They're in a great place. I was up there a few weeks ago speaking to Gary Brazil and Chris Coyne, who's now obviously in the academy set up there. And the academy's in a good place. So and they're bringing people through, and that's what you need as a football club.
In 2008, you went on loan to Blackpool. Things were going well for you at Nottingham Forest. Why did you take that loan move?
I just knew that the season after I wasn't going to be there.
Okay.
So I think in terms of my season, I'd stopped and start. I was playing, wasn't playing. I was in, I was out. I was doing maybe 4 games and then not playing for the next 5. And it was kind of, I knew the writing was on the wall a little bit. So sometimes, it's like when the manager tells you, look, these have come in for your loan and you can go, that tells you everything you need to know in that one statement. So, and I just thought it'd be an opportunity for me to go up there, and they were in the Championship at the time. So I thought, well, I'll have a little trial up there. Went and played up there, and that was it. Really, there was nothing about it. It was just more ready to kind of show people that I was ready to move next season. So I knew it was going to be sold.
Yeah, that was just a very short stint. 4 games you played for Blackpool. Then the move came to Shrewsbury Town, and that was also going down a division, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, technically it was going down too.
Okay.
We'd just been promoted to the Championship, and Sheffield and Shrewsbury were in League 2. It all came about because a guy, Paul Simpson, who's one of the England managers now, one of the under-20s who won the World Cup, he's an ex-Carlisle guy, ex-Carlisle player, ex-Carlisle manager. So he already kind of half had me ready to go with him. And he rang me up and said, look, we've got a project. You're part of my project. You come in, we'll get promoted. And that's how I see it going. We've got the money to buy you, but you need to come and speak to the chairman. He won't do anything without you having a chat with him. I said, well, I wouldn't sign without having a chat with him anyway. I had about 5 or 6 other clubs that were ready to come in for me and sign me and offer the money. And I drove down. I met him on the Thursday. Thursday night I drove down. I met him Friday morning first thing, went in his office. I had a good chat with him, and he explained his vision, what he wanted, everything like that. And basically walked in and said, "Look, that's your money. That's what you want. This is your length. You're going to score me goals. If we don't get promoted, I'll sell you for 400,000 because that's what I think you're worth. But you ain't leaving the door without signing." And when someone's that forthcoming and that honest and that transparent, you think, Jesus, I need to sign here. And they're in League Two. And he went, "Look, we can't sign you to Monday because obviously it's too late now with everything that's done. But if you shake my hand, that's you in." And me being me, I shook his hand and said, "Look, I'll come in. Paul wants to do this, da-da-da-da." Signed the agreement and literally shook his hand, walked out. And then literally, as I got in my car, I had like 8 missed calls, "Or we just bid for you. Do you want to come and chat here?" I was like, "I can't. I just shook my hand with someone and given me a word." And that was it. Off to Shrewsbury I went.
Because it was a club record. They signed you for a club record, £170,000.
Yeah, no pressure.
How was that like for you?
I've gone past the point where the money, it was irrelevant. I'd done it in League Two. I'd scored the goals before. I'd just gone off the back of scoring 18 the season before in League One, so I knew I wasn't going to struggle with League Two. I'd done my homework. I knew they had people like Ben Davies, Chris Humphreys, Paul Murray, Graham Poughlin, to name a few. They had good players at the football club. I knew that I'd get chances, especially with Ben Davies. The quality that he could put in from dead balls and set pieces and crossing was perfect for me. Everything I wanted Ben Davies and Chris Humphreys were: speed, crosses. So I knew I was going to score the goals. So there was never a tag. It was only a fact of my only job there was I just wanted to achieve promotion.
A couple of questions. Let's take some questions here. Khairul Anwar, he says, "Hey Grant," I'll just pull up here. "Hey Grant, who was the most talented player you played with or against during your time in Singapore?"
During my time in Singapore?
Yeah. In the S League. Do you remember?
It's a long time ago to try and name names. But I was saying to you before when I said I bumped into Amos Boone, literally Hong Kong Masters last year. I'd not seen him for years, and literally I was like, "I swear that's Amos over there playing for the Singapore." I was like, "How come you've got a Singapore Masters team and no one ever rings me to come in it?" And he's like,
I pray that you're not saying that he's one of the best players you played with or against.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Did you say one of the worst players I played with or against?
No, maybe, yeah. Probably that's more like it. But
I'll get a message off him.
I know.
But no,
sure.
the same thing. There's some good players in there. The trouble we used to find there was a lot of. I was probably one of the only ones who've gone there younger and went on to do something. What you found is a lot of lads who came later on when they were 35, 34, 33, especially internationals. They came later on, kind of what you'd say for a payday kind of thing, or where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like remembering there. A lot of the younger ones didn't really go on to do much after that.